Hello, beautiful people.
Hi guys.
We are in Montreal, a city in the province of Quebec. It is our first time here and we are so excited to explore its beauty.
Ever since we moved to Canada, we had been planning to come here,
Yes.
but we knew the best time to come would be middle of October because it's the beginning of the season where there's so many different colors on the trees.
So beautiful. Speaking of colorful trees, the best place to capture the majestically vibrant beauty of Montreal is at the top of Montreal. This is why we chose to come here at this time of the year. Further up, you'll see the famous monument, the Montreal Cross. History says that one of the city's founders erected the first cross on Montreal in 1643.
Exploring Montreal requires a lot of hiking. It was tiring, as you can see, but worth it because the scenery was gorgeous.
When we arrived, the first thing we did was stroll around the old Montreal, which is said to be the tourist central here. The first historic landmark we visited was the DameBasilica. This is Montreal's oldest Catholic church, which was built in 1656. It is known for its intricately designed interior, which includes stained glass chronicling the history of the city. Both towers have bells. The interior of the church is amongst the most dramatic in the world and regarded as a masterpiece of Gothic Revival architecture. Approximately 11 million people visit Notre Dame Basilica every year, making it one of the most visited monuments in North America. We then continued to stroll down Rue St. Paul. The old Montreal is home to a remarkable concentration of buildings dating from the 17th, 18th and 19th centuries and definitely has the enchanting feel of a Parisian-style quarter. Many of these historic buildings are now hotels, galleries, restaurants and souvenir shops. Adjacent to the Old Montreal is the historic Old Port of Montreal. It stretches for over 2 kilometers along the St. Lawrence River. This port was used for trading by French fur traders as early as 1611. This old port turned into a lively, recreational and very touristic area. One of the iconic waterfront features of this port is this huge Ferris wheel, which was opened in 2017. For the brave souls, there's also zipline to enjoy. We went back to Old Montreal and wandered around the Bon Secours market and enjoyed the open-air gathering spaces around the place. We wrapped up our first day with a superb dinner at La Touca. This is a must-try when you visit Montreal. On our way back to the hotel, we passed by DameBasilica again, and we were so glad because it looked splendid with its illumination, not to mention the entertainment around it. Nice song.
Our first impression so far is this city has a European vibe and it has a great food scene. So far we had all great food. The next day we went to Montreal's very imaginative botanical garden.
The Montreal Botanical Garden was designated a National Historic Site of Canada in 2008, as it is considered to be one of the most important botanical gardens in the world due to the extent of its collections and facilities.
We thought the most beautiful outdoor garden was the Chinese garden. We'll show you why.
This is the largest Chinese garden outside China and was opened in 1991 to mark the close friendship between Canada and China. This is modeled after the gardens of Ming Dynasty. This garden has many winding paths, an artificial mountain, and a building in the Chinese style, housing a collection of bonsai and penjing that have been donated. The Montreal Botanical Garden is home to about 350 bonsai and penjing from North America, Japan, northern and southern China, and Vietnam or similarly tropical areas. About 120 trees are on display at the time. There are bonsai trees as old as 100 to 300 plus years old. Quite amazing. Besides being famous for its beauty, this Chinese garden is also known for its symbolism, such as the lotus representing purity and bamboo, the symbol of virtue. Here we were at the Japanese garden. It was beautiful, but not as much decorated as the Chinese garden. The concept of this garden is consistent with traditional Japanese gardens, creating a sense of inner peace and tranquility. It was completed in 1988 and is full of exotic plants and trees. We also visited the greenhouse, which pretty much about different species of plants and flowers from all over the world.
Just next to the Botanical Garden is the famous Olympic Stadium. Unfortunately, it was temporarily closed for visitors.
This was built in the mid-1970s as the main venue for the 1976 Summer Olympics. The tower standing next to the stadium, the Montreal Tower, is the tallest inclined tower in the world with an angle elevation of 45 degrees. Next destination was the St. Joseph's Oratory. This place is gigantic. There was a long queue when we reached here. This is said to be a mecca for pilgrims, with its huge Renaissance-style domed basilica dating to 1924. The oratory is a National Historic Site of Canada and is Canada's largest church. This is the highest building in Montreal, rising more than 30 meters above Montreal's summit, allowing it to be seen from many kilometers away.
We also passed by another famous landmark in Montreal, the Sainte Mary, Queen of the World Cathedral.
This was built in 1894 as a smaller version of St. Peter's in Rome. The massive statues represent the patron saints of the 13 parishes of Montreal in the 19th century. We also did not forget to check out the exceptionally unique model community and housing complex called Habitat 67. It is widely considered an architectural landmark and one of the most recognizable buildings in both Montreal and Canada.
And of course, we did not miss to meet our friend Patrick, who was generous enough to tour us around the lively parts of the Montreal at night, the part where only locals know the best.
That's Montreal for you guys.
Well, that's about it. It was an amazing holiday. Montreal is such a beautiful city, full of European vibes, lots of art all over the city. That's it. If you like the European vibes, please like, subscribe and share.
Thank you for watching. Until then, bye.
Bye guys.